Money talk. Let's talk about money. This is what we try to do every few days is have talks about wealth, about passive income, how money works, how you should flip your money. So I'm Jackson, your platform partner, your hustling homie. My question is real simple to you. Somebody was looking at this YouTuber. His name's Omi in the Hellcat. And on his page, this guy is a construction developer and young black dude doing very, very well. He's in real estate and he owns about almost 30 different vehicles. And so somebody was looking at the video and they said, well, he's stupid for having 30 vehicles. Most people have the idea that owning a lot of cars is a bad way to spend your money. They say, well, I would not spend my money like that. And a lot of us think like that. We don't know. Like we look at people that have certain toys. We sometimes say, well, is it good to have that? Was that stupid to have that? Does that make financial sense to buy a car? Is a car an asset or a liability? Should you buy a house? Is it an asset or a liability? This is what people ask. And I want to share with you my opinion on that. I want to know your opinion too. When you look at somebody that has a lot of vehicles or a lot of homes, is that smart or not? Now, here's my opinion on it. I think it depends. You have to know the details and you got to see what's in writing because there's no one formula that works for everybody. You got to understand money. At the end of the day, it's about, is your money making money for you? Assets versus liabilities. So if I see somebody that has, let's say, 30 cars, it depends on, I can't tell you if that's good or bad. It just depends. First of all, did they buy it with their earned income or did they buy it with their passive income? Meaning, did they money make money for them? Like if you own real estate, let's say you get own 50 different doors. That means there's 50 different apartments that every time they pay rent, you get paid every single month, whether you have to work or not. Let me make it even simpler. Imagine if you're bringing in $500,000. We'll say $100,000. If $100,000 comes into your bank account every single month passively, I'm talking about you don't have to work for it. You're not going to make a deal. You're not selling anything. You're not going to a job and somebody giving you a check. No, you already have investments. And your investments are bringing you a return of $100,000 every single month. For example, you own real estate. You have over 50 apartments, and collectively, all those apartments are bringing you $100,000 in profit, not $100,000 gross. I'm talking about all of your expenses are paid for. That means gross, you probably had, let's say 200,000, right? So that extra 100,000, that's the money on top of after all of your bills are paid. All of the rent is paid. The light bills for the property taxes are paid. You got 100,000 that's still coming in every single month on profit. Well, this is that money you can spend. See, the money that you don't want to spend is the money that you work for. You want to take the money you work for when you go work at a job and you get a paycheck. That money, you want to invest that. And then once that money brings back more money, then you can spend the money that your money made for you. You spend the passive income, the money that's coming in every month when you don't have to work. So that's one thing I'm thinking about is when he bought these 30 cars, did he buy them from his passive income or earned income? That's one. Two, I'm thinking about, you have to ask yourself also about taxes, right? Because depending on how he purchased those cars, the taxes are going to be different, right? Because when you buy stuff through your company's name, then the taxes, and especially through passive income, through an investment, the taxes are going to be different. When people buy stuff from earned income, your taxes are much, much higher. You may buy a car and that tax may be, that tax that you may pay on the earned income itself alone, you're paying almost 40% just because you got the earned income. Now, when you actually buy it in that cash, now you're paying like another 10+%, right? But if your company owns it and now it's considered an asset in your company, now you're not paying the taxes like that. So now it's smart because your company owns it, you got a limited liability company, and all of those cars are owned by your company in your company's name because you somehow made that a company expense. Now you're not paying to actually. That's a good thing because now you can write those things off as an expense. Okay. So it's about how do you own a car. Most people mess up because they're buying cars out of the money that they work hard for. They putting it in their name versus using your passive income. You invest that money, the money that your money brings back. You take that and you put that within your company. You let your company pay for your lifestyle. Let your company pay for your cars or your homes, right? Stuff like that. And but it has to be legitimate, right? So you're gonna talk to your accountant. I'm not an accountant. I can't give tax advice. All I'm saying is talk to your accountant or your local tax person and say, hey, how can I set it up so that way I set up a limited liability company where if somebody, I'm paying the least amount of taxes possible. All right, this is what wealthy folks do. All right, and then think about it. Nowadays, there's new technology where there's what they call, well, you can get paid off of owning more cars. It's called autonomous driving. Tesla, they got it, for example. So you can own a Tesla, and if the Tesla can drive itself, and let's say now you can rent your Tesla out as an Uber. Now, I don't know if you can technically start doing this yet now, but this is what's coming in the next year or two. It's coming very, very soon. That's why you want to start thinking like this, because you want to be at the beginning of the wave before the middle, before it's all the way here. So people will buy an automated driving car, and then you let that car go out and start driving the people around. And now, even though you spent $50,000 on the car just made you $100,000 of gross profit in a year. That means it paid for itself. So that's a smart. So to have 30 cars that are doing that, that's very, very smart. So we can't. So my point is, let's not just look at people's situation and say, well, he owns 30 cars. That's stupid. We don't know. We don't know if he purchased it with passive income, earned income. You don't know if he owns it or his company owns it. You don't know if this is you know what I mean? We don't know. And so it's all about you understanding money. The more that you understand money, then you know how you can manipulate and you can make money work for you. So what's not smart is when you're financially totally ignorant and you don't care about understanding how money works. So when you understand things like this, it can take you really far. So I hope this helps. I just wanted to share this with you guys about understanding wealth, understanding, making sure that your money works for you, and making sure that we are also preparing ourselves for the future of understanding technology, where it's going, and how we want to get assets and not just liabilities. So I hope that helps. In fact, I know it will if you take a step and use this, and don't confuse it with anything else. But again, this is not my advice. This is just me sharing some information for the purposes of entertainment. Again, talk to your tax people, talk to your accountants about them, then the professionals. This is just me thinking off the top of my head and just telling you how I think about certain things like this. All right. So I hope that helps. Subscribe to this page. And also all my other YouTube pages as well, like the Dr. Jackson 360, the music page, as well as the check out the music, get the books, all that good stuff. Y'all can find that in the descriptions. Get the Shut Up and Hustle book series, get all the music as well. The Hustle God 360 series on the music side of the game. And I look forward to seeing y'all in the future. Peace.